right now. I don't want to go into that kind of like scandal. This is you walking into a room and being like, this over there, that's doing that. I am. We had these two coming out in the money prospects saying like, remember who you are. You're worried that you're boring in some way. Hello, Virgo, it's Michele B, and I'm bringing you some tarot messages for your money and for your love. Whenever you get this message, if it resonates with you, if it means something to you, then that's when you were meant to hear it. It doesn't matter how long this video's been out there. I pulled a bunch of cards, and this set came out in it. And I was looking at it, and I was like, that is a effed up, sordid story, and I do not want to tell it, right? This is not all Virgos, and I don't want to tell the story right now. I don't want to go into that kind of like scandal at this moment. So I was like, okay, I'm putting it away. I'm asking for a different story. Please, guides, give me a different story. And then I pulled the cards again. They came out again. So the guys were like, you have to get this out there. You have to put this warning out there, okay? And then I pulled cards for the rest of the reading for everybody else who it doesn't pertain to. But if it does pertain to you, then you kind of know. But some of you will be a little bit blindsided, okay? I'm going to get back to this in just a little bit, but let's say toward the end of the reading, I'm going to get back to it. What I want to do is I want to build you up first, Virgo, into knowing who you are and the kind of power that you're wielding at this time. Remember who you are. We got two cards representing Leo coming up. This is the kind of power that you have in your 12th house, that it's the subconscious, the unconscious mind. Who you are. You're a person that knows what you want, and you have the power to go out and get it. That is not, there's no doubt about it. Everyone knows that Virgos can do anything they want. Everybody knows that Virgo is secretly very, very sexy. Virgo Virgo is Beyonce, right? Beyonce is a Virgo. This is you walking into a room and being like, this over there, that's doing that. I am the best, and everybody knows it. All right, so that's what I'm building you up to right now. These cards, those two cards came out when I shuffled originally. The Queen flipped out when I was shuffling, and I was like, oh, put that back. I'm still shuffling. The Queen flipped out again, and so I was like, okay. And then as I was done shuffling, I was setting the cards up to get ready to spread, and I noticed that the Strength card was sitting out. They both represent Leo, and I was like, gotta go with it. Moving over to your money issues, I feel like things are going really, really good, right? We got the Empress heading off the messages. We also, interestingly, we had these two coming out in the money prospects saying like, remember who you are, sweetie. Remember who you are, Virgo. But you're such a freaking worry wart. You're always worried about, what about later? I know I'm making lots of money right now. I know I'm respected. I know that I'm becoming better and better at what I'm doing. I'm learning so much and becoming better and better at what I'm doing. I'm being considered more and more. I'm being considered to be an expert in the field that I'm working in. And many people are coming in and wanting to give me work to do. Constantly people are coming in wanting to give me projects. But then Virgo's like, but what about later? What about 3 months from now? What am I going to do in 3 months? I don't know. Virgo. Whenever that thought comes into your head, but it's not happening, like, yeah, right now things are good, but what about in 4 months? Tell that part of your mind to shut up, because it is your survival mechanism. Yes, I know it's that worker ant. Remember the ant and the grasshopper story? The worker ant in you is like, I got to save up now because I never know what's going to happen later. That's your survival instinct. That's the lion represents, and the Strength card represents the survival instinct that you have, that's built into you from generations and generations of generations that had feast and famine. But you are not the same person. Your higher self has evolved beyond all of that. It's not the same kind of time anymore. Now it's not feast or famine. It's steady, 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 increasing your income as you go. So, what you're being advised to do is enjoy the moment for what it is. Of course, enjoy the moment for what it is. That's what the star is there for. You are in a moment of abundance. You're doing really well. Things are good, right? And they're only getting better. You're learning more and more. But also, keep your eye out on the horizon for new opportunities always. But what I like to do for myself, being a Virgo sun, that's why I know y'all so well. What I like to do for myself is I like to do mantras so I don't worry about later. And that is, I will always have enough. 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 And I'm doing that for myself every day. So I can retrain that monkey part of my mind that just wants to worry. And in the eternal now, that is time, it's always now. As long as you maintain that everything's great right now, everything will continue to be great. When you're worried about what will happen later, then you start to become precarious because you are creating your reality. Create a reality that's stable, my dear. Because Virgo, you are number one top manifester out of all signs of the zodiac. So do not manifest the negative, okay? That's why I'm worried about telling you about what's going on with this weird set of cards that I had going on. But I'll get to that in a second, but I want to get to the love prospects for everybody else. Okay. Love prospects for everybody else. So, of course, there you are, Queen of Swords, worrying, thinking. But at some point, you cut through all that nonsense and say, what's real and what's not real, right? So you're worried like, I don't know, people will think that I'm not good enough for the person that I love. People will think that I don't know what reasoning you have to think that you're inferior to the person that you care about, the person that you're in a partnership with, or the person you got a crush on. I don't know why you're thinking that, because, damn it, look who you are. Look who you are. You're Beyonce, right? Here's the thing. Jay-Z fooled around on Beyonce, right? Did that mean that he didn't love her? No. That was a him problem. That wasn't because there was anything wrong with her. That was a him issue. And it wasn't even because he didn't love her. It was because he had his own issues, right? So no matter what happens with your sweetheart, you worry, it doesn't matter. It's their issue. It's not because you didn't do enough, because I'm getting a really strong feeling like you're worried that you're boring in some way. You're worried that you have to prove yourself to be this like really fun person, or being this really attractive person that, you know, everybody wants all the time. You being you is what people want. If you're trying to get people's attention, or, you know, trying to attract someone, or if you're trying to be more attractive to your sweetheart, that desperation is what turns them off. It's pushiness, it's chasing. No, we don't want to do that. We want to love ourselves and know who we are, okay? And then they can choose whether or not they want to be with it. But they can choose whether or not they want to be with you, okay? I see some of you looking forward to something really good. See that? I think actually it's going to be around like this. So this person's looking over here. So I see some of you looking forward to something really good. Twos and twos. Building something together. Creating something really exciting together. It's kind of a honeymoon energy for some of you. Yay! Yay for you guys. And even though things are going really good, yes, you're worried about what other people think of your connection. I don't know what your deal is. Why you're worried about other people thinking that something's wrong with what you're doing. Doesn't matter. Yeah. To be in that kind of connection, that's the feeling that I get. It's not standard. It's not normal. Like your typical thing. Because look what I got. Where is it? Oh, Hierophant in reverse. It's not your typical. The priest would not ordain this kind of connection, right? So you're like, I don't know. People are going to think this or that. It's like, well, that's your problem, isn't it, Virgo? I like the not my beeswax method. I just made this up recently and I need to trademark it. And it is, whatever people think of me is not my beeswax. Easier said than done, I know. It's our survival mechanism. Our survival mechanism wants us to be concerned about the opinions of others so that we can survive, so we don't get left out in the wilderness alone when our clan sends us away and abandons us because we're different. We did things we're not supposed to do. It's an instinct thing, and you can override it. There's that higher consciousness overriding the evolutionary instinct for survival that was it, depending on your clan for survival, depending on the people in your environment for survival, it was an evolutionary trait that was necessary for way longer than like the last 50 years or so that people could start being more independent. So keep that in mind whenever you're trying to override it. It's like, be patient with yourself whenever it's like, oh, you're not supposed to care. You too care. It's your instinct, your survival instinct to care what other people think. Be patient with it. Okay, now I'm going to get to this final message for those of you who feel like you need to hear it. All right. Okay. There's somebody, and it's a love thing. Somebody you care about, somebody that's deeply connected with you, and it's like I said, it's like I just alluded to Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? It wasn't because Beyonce isn't just fucking fabulous. It wasn't because he didn't love her. It was because it was a him thing, and I'm getting a him thing going on. No matter like what your gender identification is and your sweetheart's gender identification, it's like it's a them thing, but you're gonna get blindsided with a surprise of your sweetheart starting an emotional connection, at least an emotional connection with someone else. And I'm sorry if it's going to be a heartbreaking situation for those of you who needed to hear it. I want you, it's just that the guides are very strongly trying to get it out to you that it is not about you, so don't let that bring down your vibe. No, it's going to. It's not about you. If anything is about you, it's learning how to separate yourself, creating that boundary between your identity of yourself and what other people do in your environment. That what other people choose to do in your environment should not affect how you feel about you. So that is an important lesson. There you go. But otherwise, what they did is about them, or what they're doing or going to do. I don't know where it is in the timeline for you. It's about them. Okay. This is where I close off, Virgo. You love this reading? Make sure you subscribe. I have a tip jar link in the description box below. You can send me a couple dollars because I'm not monetized. I just love you guys. I want you to just enjoy the readings without interruptions. Also, in the description box, you'll find a link to my Instagram. You can go over there and follow me. And a link to my booking page so that you can get an appointment to have a private consultation with me. And this is where I bid you adieu. Lots of money, lots of love, blessings for you. Virgo, see you later.